Oh, it's like a big like union that does like services for different schools and shit like that. If I wanted to transfer, I can like go to like LA and like work somewhere there if I wanted to or something. Maybe.
True. Oh man, fucking. If I remember, I mean, look, I know the food was shit. Back in back in hindsight.
I think I hit your mouse. I'm sorry.
No, I think we're still recording. We're good. Yeah, we're good. No, I think in hindsight, the food was terrible back in fucking like school, middle school, high school, because I went to public school, and I had to eat the public school's lunch. And I love that. There were certain things, like certain days, they served like shit that I just liked as a kid. Like sometimes they would just have like
that shitty mushy pizza.
Yeah,
that's good.
On the hero, the hero bread, they just put pizza stuff on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The big rectangle.
Yeah, I love that stuff.
It's like an oval, like a big oval.
Yeah.
No, we don't. We actually make like real food at the college. It's a college. It's not high school.
Wait, your thing was the pizza though? Your favorite was the pizza?
I like the Jamaican beef patties.
Oh, okay, yeah, the beef patties were classic.
There was like a huge, like back in the 90s and 2000s, there was like, when you went to school, like those chocolate milks were like currency.
Yeah.
You could trade them, sell them.
Yeah, the milks were one thing, and then you could get apple juice, but most people got the milk. I think that's because the milk was colder, usually.
The school chocolate milks are the best chocolate milks in the world.
I like the ravioli, to be honest. I loved ravioli because there were so few.
We had raviolis today.
Yeah, well, I mean,
yesterday.
The school ravioli though, like it's
well, we have ravioli with like sautéed and like blanched, and then like added garlic oil, and a little bit of like parsley, and like we make it look nice and we make it like pretty, because it's $11 to go into the cafeteria.
No, I'm talking about that government ravioli, bro. That government ravioli. You ever have government food, like government issued cheese, government issued?
No, because when I got food stamps, you can just like buy whatever with it.
All right, because when
I never had like the stamp. I always had the card.
When I was in the group home, we had to eat all the government food. Because each dorm, like had like certain age brackets, and I was belonged to a certain dorm. There was diagnostic independent, and every morning, like one of us from each dorm had to go out with a shopping cart across the basketball court into the kitchen facilities, where they got all the food delivered, and they would get all the food for the apartments, and I got like government cheese, government milk.
If you call it cheese.
Yeah. It's standard issue cheese.
I just can't stop but think of Don't Be a Menace to South Central
while drinking juice in the hood.
She like lights up the government cheese, and it's just like a candle.
No.
It's like pouring onto his chest.
Yeah.
And like 2 seconds later, after he fucks her, it's like, I'm pregnant. It's like, what? How do you know? She's like I've been pregnant like 18 times.
Yeah.
I think I know what I'm. Oh, you're not gonna deal with what comes out of me. It's like immediately.
What was her name? Dashiki. It means doggy style. That movie was really racist. That was like
wasn't.
It was a racist parody movie. It was a racial parody movie for sure. The Wayne brothers, I think, play on a lot of that race stuff.
Yeah, because they're kind of making fun of how like they portrayed it at first. Like in the beginning of the movie, it's like, most like black males have had to endure like at least like 2 or 3 of these fucking growing up in the ghetto movies by this time. At their time, they were growing up with all these like, growing up from the ghetto movies.
Yeah.
To where they're like, let's make a fucking bullshit funny movie about it,
Well, the first genre you're talking about was like black empowerment movies, but the second parody genre, yeah, like the Wayne brothers did do like the parody movie of that.
There was like 3 or 4 movies mixed into that thing at least.
Yeah. But they do that with all their movies. Like, you remember Scary Movie?
Yeah, I was about to say like it's like a scary movie.
So it seems like it's almost like,
but it's not as good as that movie.
It's almost like the Wayne brothers, like how they make movies. They just like get super stoned and watch like super serious movies, and then they're like, yo, and then like they get high and they're like laughing at it. They're like, yo, look at this dude,
I don't know if Wayne Brady smokes weed, because I remember like the Dave Chappelle shit.
I don't know if they actually smoke weed. I'm just saying.
Like Dave Chappelle shit. I remember like they did that, like Wayne Brady makes Malcolm X look like Brian Gumble, and like Wayne Brady got almost offended by it, but then he went on to the Chappelle Show and did a sketch with him, which was one of the most amazing sketches ever. Where he's like, "You better smoke this shit, or I don't trust you." And he's like,
"Oh yeah, I remember that skit.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, I remember that skit.
Angel dust.
Did you ever do PCP? I did. I smoked dust before.
No, actually, I guess. Listen, I'm really curious about every drug, and I've done mostly every drug. I can say that from experience, but
yeah, you ever do amphetamines?
Yeah,
these are great.
Adderall, cocaine, meth,
that's
crack.
Stuff. That's the good stuff. I love amps.
As you can tell, I have Tourette syndrome, and at first, because like somebody with ADHD, it makes you feel calm. Any amphetamine makes you feel like really fucking chill.
Okay.
But then, as you keep trying to keep it up, and your dopamine's gone, and you keep trying to like add more to see if you can get more dopamine, and it's not working. So now you're just getting the jittery part. You're not getting the part. You know, that's now interesting. You're just like, and now you're just like twitching your ass. I can't fucking deal with that shit.
Interesting. I think you just brought up like a real good reason why people are addicts. See, it's interesting how you describe your feelings like on drugs. You're always like, and then you want more. See if you can get more of that and then do more. I never want more. Like when I do a drug and I feel it, I get to that point where I'm high and I never want to push it. I'm always like, I'm good. You know, I got the experience
Maybe
that I wanted.
You don't have the fucking gene, but I have, and
but why do you want? But why do you want more?
But more doesn't work.
But why do you want the more? Why do you want more? Like what compels you? What pushes you to say I need more of this feeling?
It's really like they've done research. It's not just like a moral deficiency. It's actually like some people's brains like think about it like your brain like you know how you have to breathe and eat. All of a sudden your brain gets this release and it thinks I need this to survive right now.
Yeah, but why?
And I don't know. I'm not a fucking scientist. I only know from my own experience. But like, it feels like if you don't get this, it's like if you didn't have air for the day, or if you didn't be fed for the day.
Yeah,
it becomes so important.
I'm not. Yeah, but I don't want you to get.
I'm lucky that I like.
Look, I want you to focus on the very beginning though of your addiction, not like the end or the middle of it. I want the very beginning, like when it actually first started and building up.
Like of what?
All right, first you started like when you absolutely knew you were in full control. You knew you weren't an addict to the point where it's like not only were you not sure, but you were just denying it. Before that, even do you recall any hint where you realized like you were doing it habitually? The first time you realized you were doing it like a little often. Were you like?
No, I just remember the first day waking up and I didn't have any money, and the dude I was usually getting like Percocets from. I called him and I'm like, I gotta go to work.
Okay, well, let's go before that. What about Percocets? What compelled you to first start doing Percocets?
I was actually in a mood. I went through a bad breakup, and I was like kind of. And so at the time I was, I was going out and taking Molly or ecstasy and not telling anybody, and I would just.
That's good stuff. How do you go from that to Percocet? Like,
listen, this is how it happened. So I would take Molly and go to like bonfires, like parties, open mics, dances, whatever, and shows, and I would be so flirtatious. I'm not usually a flirtatious.
You liked who you were? Did you like who you were on it?
Everybody likes who they are on Molly. Come on.
Debatable. So
I would go out and I would like. Be really like fearless and get girls' numbers and like hook up and do things like that, and go to parties and just be fucking so like this magical character. And one day, like me and my friend Mark,
you just felt like you were more likable on Molly.
I got laid so much on Molly.
So you were more you were
because the look you give somebody a Molly is like you're falling in love. It's so like it's like almost like spiritual. Nobody can resist that. Like,
all right, yeah, okay.
Sometimes it does. Molly's a crazy fucking drug, but I tried to get it one night. I was gonna go to a bonfire in Oakwood Beach, and I was with my friend, and we went to his friend who was gonna give us the Molly, and he just wanted to get Percocet, and I went in there. He's like, "Hey, man, the guy didn't come through with the Molly. I'm sorry, man." I'm like, "Oh, fuck." I don't want to go to this party like completely like, you know. So I'm like, really, we can't like call somebody else? And he's like, no, man, let's just take a Percocet. I'm like, no, it looks boring. I see you guys take this shit and you're just like, yeah, just like you're not partying, you're not fucking socializing, you're just like, fucking drones.
And you knew it was bad too, so you knew why not to do it.
No, so eventually got convinced, like, just fucking go half on one, just take half. I'm like, oh, well, I guess I have no fucking choice.
Don't gloss over that. You literally got pressured into taking a perk just because you couldn't get
half of a 30, so it's 15
just because you couldn't get basically an e-pill.
Yeah, because I couldn't get anything else.
Jesus
and
Christ,
I took
dude.
it and I just felt really comfy and really cozy. I thought I can sing better. I was walking on the boardwalk. I didn't feel the pain in my legs. It was just like, this isn't like amazing. This isn't like, oh fuck yes, I love life like Molly was. But it was like so it was so easy, and there was no come down. You just go to sleep, wake up the next morning, you're fine. There's no like the next day like feeling like kind of off, depressed. So I'm like, I started opting for it every once in a while, and eventually more and more frequently. It was so easy.
It became a tool for you.
And then one day I woke up and I started being shaky and sweaty, and I had to go to work.
You got hooked.
Yeah, and then I'm like, I called the dude. I'm like, hey man, why do I feel like this is like? It sounds like those are like minor withdrawals. I'm like, so what do I fucking do? He's like, well, you can either just wait a couple days and suffer for a little bit, or you just being honest, or you can get a little bit more. And I'm like, okay, I can't be like this. I'm going to get over this on the weekend when I have my days off and just suffer through it. But I have to go to work, so I'm going to get my shit. So I got my shit. And that lasted like 4 years.
So you just kept repeating that pattern over.
You kept thinking, okay, I'm going to wait till I'm going to take an extra couple days. I'm going to take a long weekend and just ride it out.
But you never wrote it out because it's
so scary.
You were so afraid of the pain.
It is so bad.
I think I would have ate it. I think I would have took it to the chin. Like
I did
up.
Eventually.
You did because you had to. And now that you did, don't you regret not doing it sooner? Because you know you probably could have handled it way easier if you did it sooner, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. But
Okay. Cool. Awesome.
It might have not been bad enough to make me not want to do it again.
That's true.
It was so bad that I've never touched it again.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair enough.
Because it
could have just became like a toxic relationship.
At this age, I don't think I'd be able to handle it. I think I'd just kill myself.
I don't know.
It's that bad.
I never really dove into like Xannies or Percocets because to me I was like it was beneath me. I was like, that makes you weak. That makes you like not like less threatening. If I want to do drugs, I want to make life edgier and more hypersensitive.
It's like the same thing. Like, I would pop the pills. Well, yeah, these other fucking guys are like snorting them.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that shit.
And then a couple months down the line, I'm snorting them now. Well, at least I'm not like those fucking guys who are like
smoking it.
Like smoking it. I start smoking. At least I'm not like those fucking psychos who are injecting into their fucking arm.
Yeah.
I didn't actually get that far, luckily, because I had one person inject me once and it didn't work.
Okay.
They missed, and I'm like, I'm not wasting another $10 bag on miss.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna. I know this works.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna snort it. But
that makes sense. But yeah, so I don't know. Like I never in my life wanted to feel more comfortable. I've always wanted to subject myself to more because I wanted to say, what else could I handle? Like if I could handle that, and it's crazy because as long as I don't overdo it, with each thing with each new thing I grit through, it's like I realize I could put myself through more and more, and I know that's going to be a limit, and I know that's only going to be for all of us, all of our bodies eventually give in. So I think like if I'm at that physical peak of like mid to late 30s, then I have to like really do something with that because that never lasts forever. That's a very small window. So if I'm finally approaching this point in my life where like my body and mind are like so in tune with each other where I'll be the most capable that point than I'll ever be in my life, then I want to like make sure I make that worth it, So it's like the only way to do that is to like get stronger. And how do you get stronger? You put yourself in like fucking uncomfortable, shitty situations that are uncomfortable then at first, but then afterwards you come out of it better. And like that's that's always been like, it's because it's what I was used to. It's what I was forced through. You know, ever since I was a kid, there was times when I was like forced to like literally sit down, stare at a book, and memorize the multiplication tables. Was it shitty at the time? Was it horrifically boring at the time? Yes. But you know what? Like, I understand now, like looking back, if that never happened to me, I probably would have been way more retarded. You know, like it probably would have like very like unsteepened the curve of development, you know. With each thing, it's like it makes it, oh fuck, what's the word? Exponential. Yeah, exponential. So it's like there's a term, like they say be 1% better than yesterday. You know, like not like 1%, you know, better than, or 100% better than last year. 1% better than yesterday. If you're 1% better than yesterday, every day it's going to compound. So by the end of the year, it's not going to be like just 1%. It's going to compound to like some crazy number that I'm really not good enough at math at to tell you. But yeah, I mean, you get the picture, right?
So what do you do this Sunday?
Oh my God. Yeah, the sword competition. So a lot. I know a lot of people out there already know, because like I was not private about the fact that I made an agreement that there was a sword competition that I participated in, and I said if I didn't get first place in the sparring division, the fighting part, if I didn't get the gold medal, which I totally got. I don't know where it is, but yeah, I totally had it. I totally got it. I synced first place, and I'm really proud of myself, really happy. I worked super duper fucking hard for it, like really fucking hard. And I went up against a lot of different schools and shit, which is cool. So yeah, I mean there were other divisions too. There was one for the forms, you know, like and I really didn't get that far. There was one for cutting. I fucked that up too, because like they say, like, you know, you get graded on like, you know, how you do cuts in a specific pattern on a mat. And the level that I was at, they were like, all right, because every day I cut, every day I train, I'm taught the same way, 6 cuts. We're all taught to do the 6 cut pattern, because you know that's just our standard. But apparently in the lower levels, when they're cutting, you know, they do only like 4 cut patterns, 5 cut patterns, then the 6 cut patterns for advanced. I'm always used to doing the advanced patterns. So when they came up and they were like, okay, you have to cut and do this pattern. So I only had to do 4 cut pattern. I totally forgot. So the guy I was competing against with, they told me to go, and I did perfect cuts. I was feeling it. I was like, chop, 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 chop. I was like, yeah. And then I stopped. I reset, and then he goes, and then I just hear him do 4 cuts, and I'm like, oh shit, I did an extra cut, and like I would have beat his ass too, but no,
shit. You just didn't have a heads up.
Yeah.
On what was...
No, I knew the pattern. I just wasn't thinking. I was so stupid. Basically,
I think it really matters is the fighting, because in real life, you know, you can't really do much cutting if you're fucking dead.
You know what? I know exactly what you're talking about, and I honestly have a lot of thoughts about that, and I think it's yes and no. I think it's yes, because you're right, without the fighting element, they'll never be able to actually learn how to physically apply that against feedback and resistance, you know. But when it comes to just fighting, I think you also need the forms and the cutting to give you the proper foundation, the proper movements, you know, the proper sequence that you have to like make your body go through to make this shit work. So it's like, yeah, I think the fighting part is really, really, really important and should never be overlooked. And I also think it's the most overlooked, because, you know, it's really easy to overlook that, because it's already so much to learning the forms, learning how to cut right, which is also hard. That takes a lot of work. It takes expenses. And then it's like, after that, like, do you still have enough to go and get into a mat with someone who also just swinging swords at you and shit? That takes the extra bit, you know. And if you could do all 3 of those things consistently, you will become really, really good at this. If people with really slow progress are usually the ones who, I mean, I'm just being honest, like that I've seen so far, the ones who cut out a certain element of training. And it's not always their fault. Like, they could be there for the forms and the fighting, but if they never learn how to cut, they're still missing a piece, you know, like, or they'll be there because, like, you know, cutting classes are rare. Sometimes it could just fall off, you know.
So, how'd it go?
I won. You want the play-by-play?
I wish we had videos.
Yeah, I
do.
think maybe someone out there might have recorded in the crowd, and maybe I'll get my hands on the video. Maybe one of my dojo mates recorded. I don't think they did, because
I can say I fought the East Coast champion now, though. I did hurt my shoulder.
Yeah, well,
it was a counter strike, not his fault.
I didn't even hit you that hard.
It was just the right fucking place, probably.
Maybe.
I had to lift the chairs in the lunchroom the other day. I'm like, ooh, fuck that, no. I swear to God, it felt like I was disabled. Like at the first 2-3 days, I couldn't lift my arm this much.
You know what your problem?
It hurt so fucking bad. I would collapse.
Okay, so you got hit in probably
it's like a nerve,
like a joint. Yeah, like a funny bone for your shoulder. But the problem is, what I'll say is when I did that to you, you literally, I wasn't even doing anything. But before I even got up to swing, you literally just turned your back to me and you literally shoved your shoulder in my face in mid swing.
Yes, because my experience of sword fighting is from Star Wars and playing with toy lightsabers that I stole from Toys R Us when I was a kid.
Yeah.
That's my extent. I can do some defensive positions. I jump around a lot.
Do you flinch a lot? From if someone were fake a punch?
Yeah, I flinch.
Yeah. Interesting.
You've seen it.
Yeah, but it's good to get over that.
I've ran.
It's fun
backwards,
you know what? It's actually really exhilarating because I think everyone starts off flinching at punches at first because especially if they're not trained from a young age, they don't understand the idea, how it feels when someone's giving you an intent, they're not used to it. Meanwhile, that's the most natural thing in the world to us, really. We should be used to it.
There was one point where you kind of figured out my tactics and I went at you, started swinging, try to get some distance.
But that's when I love that.
You stopped blocking. You just went like some anime thing. It was I was moving a centimeter to the right and just some Matrix shit.
I don't know.
And I'm holy fuck, this motherfucker understands the distance completely. Because I'm and you're just
Yeah.
And I'm oh shit, okay, fuck.
Yeah, that's
it's a big fucking difference.
Because to me, the truth is, I don't even know if I should tell you this. Maybe it'll make you a better swordsman.
I gotta pee and get one more beer.
No, you don't.
I gotta pee.
Let me finish this.
Okay.
So the truth is, when you're wildly swinging like that, when a person, I like that. That's the ultimate gift you could give to fighting an experienced swordsman because you become so much easier to read. If I see you wildly swinging, that's when I just read your pattern.
You're right, left.
Yeah. It's very easy to see that. But if you're standing still, you're not giving me any data to work with. I can't formulate. I can't spot patterns of things that I don't. But
I was also trying to attack you as I was an amateur afraid swordsman for his life. I want to what would somebody do who's trained? What would they do if I just wailed at them like I was a completely novice psychopath and was just because you have to, that would be a thing. Yeah, you have other swordsmen, but have you fought against somebody who has no idea what the fuck they're doing and it's just in the street?
Yeah.
That would work in the street. Somebody coming at you with a fucking pipe or some shit, you'd be
Oh yeah.
And you never know. We might live in a fucking Fallout post-apocalyptic world, and you might have to just walk around with your fucking katana.
No, I look at it more as if I got to a level and I was with the wrong enough crowd, maybe some sick rich people, community of rich people who are yeah, we like to employ actual real swordsmen, take them to a remote location where they do real fights to the death and the prize will be $10 million. I'll be I don't know, dude, this is pretty enticing. 10, and you guys just pluck.
No, I thought about that a little bit after you won that tournament.
Sport.
I'm he's probably gonna want to die in a sword fight.
Eventually. No,
it might be 40 years from now. But
I never want to die in a sword fight.
You're probably going to want
to But no one wants to die in a sword fight.
You don't have a certain craving.
No.
To have an actual life or death sword fight.
No, that's a cope. The truth is, all samurai live this horrific reality where it's live by the sword, die by the sword. So they knew that. So all they could do is outwardly project craving it. It's yes, you know what? Fuck it. I will own it. I want that death. But in reality, bring it.
Dude, nobody wants to die.
But it helps you cope because you're all there. It's not that they want to, but they're accepting their reality. They're fully embracing their reality. They're fully embracing the fact that they know there is no peaceful death for a samurai. That's not how they live. That's not how they die. Wrong people, wrong country. Wrong time era. We don't fucking in these parts. We don't really. Anyway, go piss. Go take your pee break.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh, I didn't.
Thank you, boss.
You're welcome. I got the cat to fill in for you for a bit.
You better do a good job.
Yeah. You should.
Don't embarrass me.
Go piss. Seriously, go piss. And your beer's in the fridge? Or is it in your bag? Go get it. Oh, you're the one who keeps moving it.
Nope.
Yeah, your foot just got...
First time I turned today.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Probably, maybe. Probably, maybe. Brendan's gonna pee. Yeah. What a fucking idiot. Couldn't pee before he started. Couldn't do a quick little bathroom break, and now it's just me on the mic, petting my cat. He's a very cute cat. Some of you know my cat. If you follow me in certain social media channels, you probably have seen images and video of my cat. He's this cute little guy that I had since he was a kitten. I adopted him with my ex-girlfriend, and I ended up with ownership of the kitty cat. I've been looking after him ever since, and yeah, I hope I spoil the shit out of him, give him a good life, and I feel bad, you know, like I'm the only person he has in his life, so it's like I want to give him a good life. He's got no one else. Spoil him. He seems happy enough usually. He seems like a happy cat. Are you a happy cat? Mochi's a happy cat? You're a happy cat, little guy?
Gotta clean that litter box.
Oh yeah, I'll clean it soon.
I have 16 cats and it doesn't smell that bad. I'm sorry.
What?
I got 16 cats at the house and it doesn't smell that bad.
Yeah, no, usually I do it every other week.
Oh, I do it 3 times a day.
Well, because you got like 16 fucking cats.
It smells good in there, though. They do a good job in cleaning. It's crazy to have that. I actually shouldn't be talking about it because it's supposedly like...
Oh, yeah, whatever. Fuck, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But nobody here gives a fuck, right? And if you rat, I will fucking find you. I fucking swear to God.
I didn't think about that. I didn't know it was like a thing.
I will lose money to find you.
Honestly, anyway, fucking... Yeah, I usually change the cat box like every other week. It's just... you know, Friday I was supposed to do it, but like I had the sword tournament to prepare for, and I just completely lost track.
Dude's probably like holding it in, like, dude, what the fuck? Where do I shit now?
No, he shits in there plenty. I see him.
If I don't clean the litter box for like a couple hours, the cats won't.
No,
shit
my cat has no problem shit. You know when I know when my cat shits? Because every time he shits, he gets the zoomies. Do you know what the zoomies are?
Yes.
Yeah.
Course.
So every time I know he just took a shit. Because first of all, I hear him every time. I hear the scratching, like the... Every time he shits,
Yeah.
I'm like, yep, he's doing his shit. And
I
then
hear that so many times.
And then afterwards, he goes ape shit. Like, he goes goblin mode, straight up just, like, scrambling around and shit. And, like, he gets so he sometimes he gets annoying. Like, sometimes he'll climb and claw his way up my body. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck are you doing, man?
No, sometimes I see when cats, like, love you so much, they get so affectionate. They're, like, almost like when they, like, you bite or, like, maybe choke somebody you love.
Yeah, and they're, like, aggressively purring while they, like, claw the shit out of you.
It's, like, kind of like it's weird. It's, like, almost like, are you, like, coming on to me, dude?
No.
Chill the fuck out,
No.
man.
It's more like you ever see how, like, when girls see babies, they're like, oh my God, I just want to pinch your little cheeks off.
Yeah.
You're so cute.
No,
It's
cats
like
get like that too. Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah.
But, like, I have one cat that's, like, too much. She's, like, if this cat was a human, she'd be like a fucking dominatrix. Like, and she's just too much. Like, if I don't give her enough attention, like, I'm playing a video game, she'll be like, meow, meow, meow. And I'm like, okay, chill, okay. And then she'll be like, and she'll jump and, like, bite my cheek and, like, and, like, cuddle against my face. I'm like, dude, bitch, what the fuck? Like, she's like a fucking psychopath.
Well, maybe...
My best friend's a cat named Rebel. He's an orange cat. He has kind of thick fur, and I just, like, he's chill. So I can play my game and not pay attention to him. He'll still just, like, sit there and purr, but I can also, like, cuddle him, and he'll be like, you know, cool. And I'll go, oh, the game's unloading. Okay. And go back to my game, and he's chill.
He likes you.
Yeah, he respects boundaries. Darla, she's young, so she doesn't understand how painful her claws are, and she's, like, really, like, aggressive, lovey. She loves the fuck out of me, but she's too aggressive, and I don't let her in my room all the time.
Are they fixed, all of them?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we can't have kittens in that house.
Imagine starting a side hustle. I mean, that's definitely illegal, but that would be really funny.
technically, whatever we're doing is not like the most legal thing. I don't know.
No, I mean, look, it's whatever. It's just having
16.
It's just having a few
That
cats.
means, other than the dog, there's 18 animals in a 2-story bungalow.
Mm. Oh, before I forget.
And then there's also 6 humans.
Before I forget. Speaking of like interspecial community, how do you feel about the aliens?
There's 24 living.
How do you feel about the aliens?
Well, I've always believed in it because it just seems like there's no way there's not other life. And
No,
like,
dude,
there's no
no,
way within this
I
time
know,
they have
yeah,
contacted
okay.
us.
That's a good-
But the new thing, like at
No,
first,
you're right. No, let's go back to what you were
first,
saying.
I
Let's-
tried to look to their eyes and see if they were bullshitting, making up shit, but I noticed all the interviews, they did look to the left, and they did seem legit, like they were talking out of experience.
Recalling something.
Yeah, recalling something. They weren't conspiracy
Fabricating.
theorists. They were like, some of these people were like really Christian, like God-fearing people, like soldiers, and like we're just like, I saw this shit and I don't know what to fucking think about it.
Right.
You know, it's not just like random crazy people thinking about this. I've always knew and believed in it though. But
I
don't know what's gonna happen.
I don't
now.
think
if
this
there's an
whistleblower-
actual fucking leak, what are we gonna do about it?
I don't think this whistleblower was like a guy who actually did any of the programs. I think he was just a good candidate for everyone else to dump the what? What about it? Dude, just take it. I don't think the thing was he was like directly involved with shit. I think he was just like a good candidate for these people to say like, let's just dump all the info on him, and we know he's the kind of guy who will want to come out to the public about it, because that's how he puts it. He never really said like, I was never a member of this. I didn't know any of this is real, but people all across,
Confided in him.
but people who I've known for my whole career just recently passed through all this information, all this evidence of fantastical, like crazy, detailing crazy shit, that the U.S. government is in fact in possession of multiple alien spacecraft, recovered spacecraft. And the people that confided in me are people that I respect. And people like, and we're talking about a guy who's worked alongside members of the highest levels of government and shit. And he's out here telling us like, yeah, the American government has been lying to you and keeping secret alien spacecraft. That's fucking nuts, man. I mean, you could say whatever you want about like being a skeptic, and first of all, I think it's stupid to be that skeptical to assume aliens aren't out there. To be so skeptical to say that's
It's just the probability that it's happened here means if within that radius, it's almost definitely
guaranteed.
happened. Yeah, guaranteed. This is just something that naturally happens. So there's billions of planets to where this fucking just happens, and some of them have been around for a real long fucking time. You know, it just makes sense.
Yeah, it's like it seems
as a layman.
Yes, as a layman, exactly.
It
I was
makes
just saying,
sense.
it almost seems like too stupid not to.
From what they tell you.
Yeah, I definitely.
So, you know, I've never been to fucking space, so I can't really, But I'm thinking about like the radius and the fucking.
Dude, I'm just like
the amount of space there actually is. Yeah, fuck yeah.
I'm just like, bring out the aliens, man.
I don't know why they would hide it though. It's like, what? I am so like, there's been conversations. I want to hear that shit. I don't want to know about the fucking UFO. I don't give a fuck about cars. I have other guys like, fucking this car, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't give a shit about machinery. I want to know these people's culture. People. I'm saying people as if they're like us. These species culture. I want to fucking know. I want to fucking know what, like, do you got music? You guys, like, chill? Like, what do you do? Like, that's more what I'm interested in than their technology. Is their culture and their experience and their emotions.
You want to hear a scary thought?
Do you feel the same emotions as we do? Like, I want to know that. I want to know if you guys have music. Do you have art? Like, the same way we
culture.
do. Or basically, if you do have art,
you're
is
asking,
it so fucking different than ours that I have a new thing to, like, learn to comprehend?
So what you're saying is you want to understand if and what their culture is.
Yes, because that defines what they are, physically.
Yes.
Kind of. It really does.
But
Are you gonna be a really war torn fucking like? What is your history? Did you have different races? Did you have racism like we did? Did you have different races competing for dominance?
How long do you live? Like,
Yeah, how long do you live?
Yeah, how many years?
Yes. Do you live 80 years like us? Do you live fucking
8,000 years?
8,000
Yeah,
years?
yeah,
We
yeah,
don't
yeah.
fucking know
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's so fucking interesting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? Like, can't we just know this? Like, just for fun. Even like I just. That's what really makes me curious. I don't give a shit like this UFO is triangle shaped. I'm like, I don't give a, like, yep. There's a lot of fucking vehicles that are different shapes on our planet. That's not interesting to me. We have this shit already. You know, yours can travel light years through space, which is like crazy. But like, I don't care as much about that as I do about like I want to know about like you, like as like a. Like, I can talk to different races of people. I live in fucking New York.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're from Jamaica. How's that like? You know, you're from Italy.
You know what you
How's
are?
that like?
You know what you
I've
are?
never talked to anyone who was like, I'm from fucking the Pleiades star cluster.
You know what you are?
What the fuck
You know
is
what
that
you are?
like?
You know what you are?
You know,
You're like
what do you eat?
you're like the people like in North America.
I want to chill.
Listen,
I want to
listen,
hang out.
All right, I know. Listen, you're like the people in Native America in like original North America.
That's why they died.
And then they see the ships coming,
Yeah,
the
they're like, "Whoa,
warships.
what's up with
and
your
they're
shit?"
like, look at that. And they didn't see warships. They didn't see that at all. All they saw was like 3 things in the sea, and then
Holy shit, they're white.
yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
Yo, I want to see what they eat.
That's you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they died, huh?
Yep. Yep.
They were too like, what are you all about? They were just like,
Yep.
we're in India, right? What the fuck is India? Is he dead? Like, I don't fucking know. Fuck it. You guys smell really bad. It's like, yeah, we've been on the boat for like 3 months.
Yeah, you told this story. You're Indian. Like, yeah.
It must have been fucking crazy. Yeah, but I'd be like, I'd walk right up to him. Like, yo, you want a sandwich? You eat food? That would be. I want to talk to him like as if I like invited a Jehovah Witness into my house. You know, I want to talk to him the same way. Like I'd be like, okay, I'm sorry, I'm staring a lot. You look so fucking different. But like, I'm cool. I'm cool. We're cool.
Imagine if the
I'm not gonna hurt you.
imagine if imagine if the aliens were like these like non-solid beings, and the only way for them to communicate is to like flow into you and like.
Yeah, I've eaten magic mushrooms a bunch of times, so
Yeah,
I get it.
That's what I'm saying. You know, that's exactly what it would be like. You take in a foreign entity, and it starts communing with you in very terrible, weird, crazy, insane ways.
I wouldn't say terrible.
It's beautiful.
How is something more intelligent than me going to be that much worse than me? Right?
They could be desperate. They
That's
could be
what scares me.
Yeah, they
That's
could be
what-
very
that-
desperate.
I guess I was led to thought billions of years of evolution would lead to peacefulness.
But bad things could still happen. Like, you know, like maybe they got hit with some nuclear event. Maybe like they got hit with something that another species.
And like if it's the benefit for all, I'm kind of like small little. Like okay, we have to kill this dude.
I like the idea of like where aliens are actually at one point have been around since ancient times and fucked with our evolution a bit to turn us into something to be able to create eventually like this AI or whatever the fuck it is, where this crazy advanced technological singularity shit. I think that was our purpose. And that, well, I don't think that. But that would be cool. That would be because that's when things are fun, right? That's when it gets good. Like that's when it's awesome. You're like, whoa.
I think if any species is more advanced than those fucks, with carbon-based like physical like thinking life forms, it's the mushrooms, because the fungi controls everything. It controls the beginning and end of all life.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Birth
They're
and decay.
Yeah.
And those motherfuckers, they don't need to speak to you. They don't need to be in like a physical form. They can just exist and you eat them, and all of a sudden you're completely like, it's like they accelerate our evolution, I think.
Yeah, they're like a network. Mushrooms are like a network.
Yeah. And I think that they are more intelligent than any other being that can fly a spaceship.
Really?
I think
The
so.
spores?
They're afraid of that.
So you think
The spores got to us first, didn't they?
I-
They will get to every planet before those fuckers. Before any fucker in a spaceship can get to a planet, the spores will make it there first. And they will accelerate our evolution. maybe getting a free ticket to a newer sun that doesn't burn out as quick. Just
You're absolutely
keep going like on their like path.
That's
Whatever the
awesome.
fuck they
Because
do.
I remember when I took shrooms, it changed me as a person. It definitely made.
Yeah.
I feel like it put me on a weird course.
I feel like a shroom trip is more intense than meeting an actual physical extraterrestrial. Like, I feel like, yeah, I might one day, maybe, if it's a real thing, holy God, these fucking alien beings are looking at me. But that would never be as profound
as ingesting a being. And
as eating an eighth of mushrooms.
Yeah.
It will never. There's no fucking way. It's beyond alien. It's beyond alien. It's beyond spiritual. There's no such word as spiritual.
It's synthesis. It's like it's synthesis of being. You know, of like, I guess kind of putting yourself together. Maybe what it really does, it kind of makes you feel like what it's like to be fungi. You know.
Yeah. There was one time I ate it with Jimmy, and we had 2 bags, and we were sitting there for like hours, and like we took them, and there was this big bag of weed, and it was in the shape. The nug was in the shape of a star, like a drawn star, not a real star, like the little spikes.
Yeah.
And it said Sensi Star, and we stared at it for like 3 hours. It's just like. And then we talked, and we came to a conclusion that we both were living together as one being, as a mushroom, and we got split up and put into separate bags, and we both ate it, and we both reunited as humans with the mushrooms in them.
All right. No, I mean, I could get that. It's just it's also like it's cool about the implications of it. Like, you think about one guy who accidentally ate mushrooms and he just had a trip, but he just thought, oh, I ate something bad. But that trip sets him on a path where he, I don't know, maybe like comes up with some weird invention that doesn't seem critical at the time. It could be something as insignificant as like in the 1800s, a researcher found a gram of silicone or something. He discovered silicone that way. That 1 gram of silicone changed like the course of everything.
Well, just like Bicycle Day, like Albert Hoffman, I forgot what he was trying to make, but it ended up being LSD. Accidentally got it on his skin.
I was thinking he was trying to make some kind of match. Huh? I don't know, something combustible. Like he was trying to make us like some kind of match or something.
I think he was trying to make a type of food.
Or something, yeah.
And he accidentally got on his skin, rode his bike around and started tripping.
Yeah.
And came out and he on his chalkboard, he made the double helix symbol. And that wasn't known at the time. And then, like, years later, they realized that was like the actual like symbol and like the actual shape of human DNA.
Yeah, but in my opinion,
and he thought of this before anyone's ever like.
But in my opinion,
microscopically found this.
But in my opinion, he was A, the first guy to take LSD, right? B, he was also already a researcher. He was also already researching a lot of things, like that have to do with probably like biology, or like, I don't know, maybe even.
Yeah, but I think that like maybe give him an insight to his own body.
Exactly.
Like
it unlocked something that was already.
There's no reason your brain can't physically kind of see with its mind's eye your internal organs and your cells.
Look, here's
we're
what
not paying attention to it, but in certain situations, I think your mind is so much more powerful than you think it is, and it can actually see its internal DNA. Its own internal DNA.
No, I don't think that's what
There's
happened.
no way you're born of this DNA and you can't see it.
Look, I see this guy went through Bicycle Day. He was
you're on autopilot right now.
Let me finish. This guy had Bicycle Day, and he was already a researcher, so he was already scientifically inclined. I think if you were that guy on Bicycle Day, you would write maybe the perfect song that no one's ever fucking written, and like you were the first person to trip on acid, and of your mind, you would come up with some crazy, insane song that nobody. Because he was already a researcher. The cards were already stacked up in a certain way. Just the acid just tumbled it down to give you that result. Like for you, the cards would stack up in a different way, and once you take that acid, it would have stacked up, like tumbled down differently. It's because he was already a scientist, so that double helix model was probably already in his brain, like kind of swirling, and that taking the acid allowed him to like really manifest it. Just like how you on Bicycle Day, as the first person to get tripping on that shit, probably would have written the perfect song or something.
Damn.
Yeah.
I want to try original LSD. I don't trust drugs anymore.
All right. I don't mind taking new iterations of shit, because LSD is already like a synthetic. It's not like it grows from the ground. Like, the only thing is, I don't like pharmaceuticals, because pharmaceuticals are clearly not designed to give you a great experience. They're designed to treat shit, that's for sure, but they're also made in a way where they're locked into this economic model of having to sell pills. If they can't sell pills, they can't make money. If they can't make money, they can't make pills. And if they can't make pills, then no one gets pills. So it's like, there's always going to be some kind of market ingrained into it. Like, they have to just sell shit. And yeah, I just think like pills aren't a great way to get high. Like, aren't a great way to seek like a different kind of way to experience reality. I think pills are like terrible for that, if anything. But I like designer drugs. Because designer drugs are purely made to give you an experience. I like shrooms, because they grow from the ground and they're crazy as fuck. They taught me a lot.
That's not a designer drug, though.
No, it's not. I'm just giving you different drugs that I fuck with. I like cocaine. I mean, yes, cocaine is very processed, extremely processed. But, generally speaking, the primary ingredient comes from, like, primary compound comes from something that grows from the ground, which is the plant, the coca plant that gets refined and processed. And so I like coke. I shouldn't, but the only reason why I shouldn't like coke, the only reason why I shouldn't do coke is cocaine turns people into assholes, and I'm no exception. If I do coke, I'll probably turn into a fucking scumbag. So that's why I try not to do too much of it. Especially now that I get deeper into martial arts, like, I don't want to be like a fucking cokehead. Like, if I have like people looking up towards me, for like shit. So I gotta not do that as much, but I still don't mind doing the other psychedelic shit.
If I can get it tested, I will do some pure Molly, but I doubt it. I doubt I'm gonna find pure Molly.
Honestly, I think Molly is so easy to find, because I think Molly was made by the feds. I think Molly was made by the feds so they could have a substance that does similar things to ecstasy that they had better control of. I think ecstasy.
I want like pure MDMA. I don't want like any like stimulant or downer in it.
Yeah, so okay, that's not hard to find. If anything, it costs more to add shit like that into MDMA. Once you isolate that and you're able to just produce that like compound,
I'd rather get less of something pure than paying cheap for something that's adulterated.
I'm saying that's easy to do. I mean, how wasn't it easy to find Molly in Texas?
Nope.
No? What do you mean?
And a lot of shit's adulterated. It has like meth in it or fucking speed or
I bet I could find Molly in Texas, and I don't even live there. It's because I'm connected with the rave network, and I know the ravers from like, I know ravers who know ravers.
I don't trust anything anymore. I don't trust drugs.
Yeah, because you fuck drugs up for yourself forever.
Maybe.
That was your fault, your own doing. So, it's at least it's not the drugs problem, it's you're the problem. So if drugs are always there when you're ready. Right now you just got to admit you're not.
No, because there's a lot of things I'm offered every day that I don't feel like doing.
Yeah, it's because you're not ready. You're not there. You're not in a place where you want to do drugs.
It's not that I'm not ready. I was ready.
Well, do you want to do drugs?
No.
So then there you go. You're not ready to do drugs because you don't want to do them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I did want to do them, I have to go to the fucking NA meetings every day.
Yeah.
And then, try to fight the urge all the time, which I think is the worst way to. If you want to do it, I'm sorry, you're gonna do it. If you want to fucking get fucked up on heroin, you're gonna get fucked up on heroin. It's not gonna happen. I don't care how many fucking meetings you go to.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to fucking stop until you just don't fucking want to anymore. I don't give a fucking shit. If you go to recovery or rehab, until you don't like it anymore, you're going to do it. Because to your brain, the most logical thing to do is the thing that releases the most dopamine.
That's not true.
And gives you the most rewards instantly.
No, not for me.
Maybe not
I
for
sacrifice
you.
instant
for
rewards.
many addicts then. And
No. I think
if you're a fucking addictive type, yes.
No, did you ever hear
You're
that? Like
fucked
people
you don't give a shit anymore.
Like, how do you feel about how certain people are actually only, like, you know, the jelly bean test? Like, they give certain kids, a percentage of kids, the jelly bean, and it's like you tell them you can take this jelly bean now, or you can get.
Yeah, but there's a certain percentage who would rather take the quick jelly bean.
I would not rather take the quick jelly bean. I would rather get more.
Well, luckily, you're not a drug addict.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that has something to do with it. You know, like maybe it's that mentality.
There's a personality type. There's certain people who their brains just think, I need this to live. And they would just keep fucking doing it.
You don't think people
trying to replicate that first fucking
You don't
time.
believe in neuroelasticity, though? You don't believe in the idea that...
but that takes a while.
Yeah,
I
and it
feel
takes effort. And if you don't put in effort,
a
it's
lot
not
of
gonna
drug
happen.
addicts I've known are also like neurologically fucked. Like they're not just. It's not that they.
No, that's a chicken or the egg situation.
No.
Yeah, it is.
No, fuck you.
Yes,
No, it's not.
a chicken or the egg situation.
A lot of these people are self-medicating because, you know, a lot of people assume, well, if I feel like this, and I wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
why would they do that?
Look,
because
no.
you have more fucking dopamine in your fucking brain. You feel fucking great just sitting there.
No.
And there's other people in the world that sit there trying to be calm and they feel like fucking garbage all the fucking time. Just sitting there. Just feel like complete fucking shit. Like they're being fucking punched in the face every 2 fucking seconds.
Can I ask you something? Would you still feel those things if you were a billionaire?
Yes.
Really? You think you still feel like that all the time if you were a billionaire?
Neurologically, I'm kind of fucked.
Really?
Yes. I never feel comfortable. Even right now, after all these beers,
That's why you drink.
I feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, but
my muscles are tight.
Back up. First of all, you fucked up because you automatically assumed just because I drink these beers, any normal person should feel comfortable. Being drunk is not I think you just have a warped sense of comfort, so you don't know how to get there.
No, but I think some people.
I think you have a warped sense of comfort, and you just don't know how to get there.
Some people with neurological problems have those first couple beers, and they feel like you do normally. And then you have the people who are fucking so-called normal. And that first beer is like over the top. And the second and third, fourth, fifth. And now they're drunk. And you are just getting to be a normal, functional person of fucking society. Now you can actually talk without feeling like you're gonna fucking pass out. You know, like there's a fucking difference, man. I really fucking believe there is.
Yeah, it's where their conscious mind decided their baseline is. It's like, I'm not normal until I have a drink or two.
Yeah.
I mean, all right. So I think in order to not be an alcoholic, you got to toe that line. You got to know to say, like, I'm not normal until I have a drink. That's wrong. The truth is, if I'm not drunk, I feel like shit. But guess what? That feeling of shit, that's normal. And you just have to accept it. And if you can't accept it, then you're fucked. If you can't embrace that, how shitty, honestly, just feeling sober is shit. That's why I drink so much. But there are times when I force myself to be sober for not only...
You know what? You probably have the gene a little bit.
What?
You probably have the gene.
100%.
A little bit.
100%. I definitely do. You see me imbibing.
But I hang out with you.
But I think I have more. I think I have also other things that work in tandem with it. It's not just addicted to like substances. There's something else.
Like we drink a lot. Oh, yeah. There's some people who drink once every couple of months. And I can't imagine that, actually. That's crazy to me. To think that you're so okay with life that you can drink every
Do you ever spend
as a fun thing to do? Not as a fucking maintenance
What was
of
the
your
last
own
day-
emotions, but as something you do just for shits and fucking giggles. That's actually sounds fucking crazy to me. If you're okay with everything right now, you're a fucking psychopath.
Actually, I disagree with that. I think that's retarded.
I don't. I think it's fucking crazy.
No, see, this is
If
what
you're fucking happy and you think everything's fucking fine.
But that's no one
Fuck
said.
you.
But no one says that's healthy. A healthy mind knows the balance of not everything's fine, but not everything is terrible either. That's a healthy person. That's a person who's fine, who understands that life isn't perfect and does not have to be perfect. But it's not like completely horrible either. It's really what you make of it, and that's what healthy people think. No healthy person thinks everything is fine. I'm happy all the time. No, a healthy person thinks, I know there'll be ups and downs. I know I'll go through rough patches, and I know I'll have some high points. And I know if I want more high points than rough patches, I'll have to work for it. That's a normal person. That's how a healthy person thinks. No healthy person is out there thinking, life is just great for me all the time. No, healthy people, realistically, healthy people are like, fuck, it's just one after a thing, one after another, just one complication after another. But guess what? I'm going to take it down. I'm going to handle it. I'm going to organize it, take it one step at a time, one thing at a time. And by the end of the day, all my problems are going to be undone. All my knots are going to be undone. Because I wake up, I see what I want to. I have an overarching goal. I have an overlong goal.
You can get all your ducks in a row, huh?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, no.
What do you think life is? I showed you my bullet journal. What do you think my bullet journal is for? Every time I draw out my planning thing, like I see those dots and those tasks are knots in the fucking stream. And by the end of the day, if I untangle those knots, I go to sleep feeling like, fuck, tomorrow's gonna be a good day. And tomorrow, guess what? I do the same thing. I turn to my page in that fucking bullet journal. I see the dots that I wrote myself, and then I fucking do it. I control my game. I'm the dungeon master of my own game. I decided that, until I die, I will be the dungeon master of that game. I know how to do it because it's just a matter of controlling your fucking self. Like, don't be a slave to your impulses. That's animal shit. That's habit rabbit shit. That's prey shit. Predators are the ones who are in control. Predators are the thermostat, not the thermometer.
Predators rely on the prey to stay alive. If the prey dies, the predator fucking
Guess
dies.
what? Prey still relies on prey to survive too. They're just the ones that also get eaten at the end. Just because they get eaten, you don't think they eat life too? Life feeds on life.
You gotta leave a couple alive, don't you?
What?
You gotta leave at least a bunch of them alive.
What do you mean?
If you don't have prey, you're fucked.
Yeah, and guess what? Like, all right, so you're saying like, that's like saying if rabbits didn't have grass and leaves to eat, they'd be fucked.
Did you not watch The Land Before Fucking Time?
Yes.
The predators fucking died first.
Yeah, guess what? If the prey didn't have fucking leaves to eat, they die too. It's their food source. But they're living. It's a living food source. That's exactly what prey is. And guess what? A lot of predators are prey to other predators. That's how the nature of this works. It's all like a chain. It's all linked. Yes, just because it's if you want to be that low where you're just relying on base instincts to survive, and like the only thing you're capable of actually catching and eating are fucking leaves and fruit that just stay still. Fine. Be that person. Be in that kind of like existential chain. But otherwise, if you want to take more control of your environment, and yeah, you'll have to step on a few more conscious elements of living creatures to do so. But fuck it. Why? It's either you're gonna get stepped on multiple times in your life, or you could step on someone once in a while.
Well, yeah, you have the option, of course.
And sometimes it's like no one wants to do that all the time, but sometimes, like you said this before, like, yeah, that one guy probably has to die, like for the greater good. It's true. Sometimes there is always a case.
I play too much Assassin's Creed.
But all right, what does that game teach you? It's like sometimes people have to die for a better outcome. Like even if they're good people, they're not always bad people, but sometimes
no, that's not. You give them a little prayer. Requiescat pace.
Yeah.
Bastardo. No.
Yeah, it's
you
what
didn't have to add the bastardo.
Look, it's not that the ends always justify the means. It's you always have to still keep the ends in mind to even make the means worth pursuing. Because like most of the time, most of the people who fuck up and get caught in self-destructive like small cycles are the people who don't have like an overarching vision. Because a goal is too simple. A goal is just saying like, this is what I want to do. It's stupid to say like, what do you want to do with your life and define it into one single goal. What really drives like successful people, I think, are like people who have an overarching vision. They're not just going to be able to give you that in one statement. A vision is something way more. A vision is like a picture. It's a reality that they're seeing. It's not just one thing that they want. I want world peace. Okay, what the fuck does that mean? I want to stop world hunger. Okay, the fuck does that mean? Whereas the real successful people are like, I envision a world where people won't have to struggle for this, where people will still be able to do this. They've actually put detailed thought into it. That's what it means to be driven by something tangible and something powerful. When people just have stupid fucking goals, like, oh, I want this, I want that. Yeah, it's like, shut the fuck up. Like, you're not going to get anywhere because like you're just going to live your life. You're going to get fucking pulled to so many different things.
Like, a different goal might also mean that you think it's intangible. It's not something you can actually achieve. But for some people, they think they can.
Yeah, because they're probably fucking stupid and can't read reality, right? Like,
maybe you don't need to read reality.
I don't know. What I do know is I I know I'm a person who could set goals and fucking make, because I said I'd be the best fucking swordsman in the East Coast Taikai, and I fucking did it, yeah.
Yep.
I said I would do it, and I did it. And I knew exactly how to make that reality. It's not even like I was like really thinking about like, you know, having a gold medal. I just want the first place. I thought about the reality of winning, and I thought about the reality of losing. The reality of even making second place meant I had to shave my head. That reality meant I would have been miserable. I would have looked stupid. I would have been wearing my loss. Everyone I told would have been like, "Damn, you fucking lost, huh? Tell me all about how you lost." And all I would have been talking about is how I lost. That's what would have happened if I lost. But if I win, I get glory. I get a prize. I get gold medals. I get the adoration of my dojo mates. I get the respect from my sensei. You know, he acknowledged that too, and he was like, "You did it." You know, like he was like, "You get to keep." He was laughing the whole time. He's like, "You get to keep your hair." I can't fucking believe it. And I was like, "Yep." And then it's for me, it was almost like I was almost a little bit offended that people were surprised. I'm like, "Don't act surprised. Don't you dare act surprised." You know, like I knew before everyone knew that I would make first place. I knew it, and I did it. I made it happen. I showed everybody what I knew.
That's pretty fucking amazing.
That's what I'm talking about. This is what I'm telling you to tap into. This is what I want more people to tap into, to understand how to make your reality. And
I tapped into my own shit.
It's not easy, and it's not magic. It's not some kind of fucking voodoo, fucking self-help psycho shit or some mental. It's putting the fucking work, playing in the mud, doing the dirt, like actually fucking saying, if I want to win this, I have to practice. If I'm going to practice, I have to spend time going 3 days a week to that class regardless, not let anything get in the fucking way, and fuck whoever does that, you know, fuck whoever does get in the way. Like, you know, like that's, you got to pursue it like a rabid dog. And that's the only way you could get what the fuck you want. You know, like you're not going to get it just from waiting for it to come, or it's just magically appearing when you're on a walk on your, you know, like in your neighborhood. No, it's not how life works. You have to like literally, it's carpe diem. Seize the day, boys. Like in that movie with Robin Williams.
My captain, oh my captain.
Yes. Carpe diem.
Are you talking about Dead Poets Society?
Yeah, Dead Poet Society. You like that movie a lot?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
I don't know.
They
like,
don't.
there's a lot of people who haven't. There's a lot of people who haven't seen it. You know, like there's like a bunch of Gen Z people who are like totally ignorant to classics, and we don't even know it.
I keep having this like argument with my little brother about Big Lebowski. Like, all you millennials, you think that's so great.
That's like stupid. It is
Fuck
great.
you. That movie is fucking gold.
That's not
Fuck
even.
you.
That's not even a millennial
Shut the
movie.
fuck up.
That's not a millennial movie. That's not really for millennials. That's more for like Gen X. You know.
Maybe late Gen X. It
Yeah.
did come out. Like, I thought it was older. It's not that old.
It's a weird time when that movie came out, I think.
That's like my comfort. Like, I have certain like movies. I was never diagnosed with autism, but sometimes I see posts and I'm like, you probably didn't know what this shit was when I was a kid. So I had Tourette's, OCD, all this other bull, ADHD. It's probably some autism, whatever. I don't fucking know. But that movie is like a comfort movie to me. The Big Lebowski, like, see them tumbling down, and it starts off with that fucking music, and him just like checking out the milks and shit, and like I'm just like, I feel so cozy right now. Like, I feel like I'm home.
I like how he called a white Russian a Caucasian. He was like, "Let me get a Caucasian."
Yeah.
Please. That's pretty funny. I would totally call a white Russian a Caucasian. I'm into that. I like it. Yeah, that was a good movie.
Treat women like they're objects, man. No, you treat objects like they're women, man.
That's what I do. I treat objects like they're women.
You don't know, girlfriends are just like pets. You can fuck, but you can always just get a Vaporeon for that.
Actually, so finding a boyfriend is like shopping for a car, right? You know, like like a woman looking for a guy, she's like shopping for a car. She's like, is it safe? You know, like, will it kill me? Like, is it dependable? Whereas a guy,
You just want a cute little cat.
whereas a guy looking for a girlfriend it's like looking for parking. It's like, do I have to pay for it?
Yeah.
Is it legal? Like,
Yeah.
it's really funny. I stole that joke from I forgot. It was a funny fucking joke though.
Like, yeah, I want like emotional security, but like financial and other things, I'm like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, you don't care about it?
Nah.
You don't care about finding a sugar mama to pay for all your shit?
Nah.
Yeah, that's I mean, first of all, it's like it's statistically impossible.
A dude is looking for emotional stability. We're looking for somebody that feels safe, not because we feel they're gonna fucking defend us. If somebody like comes in and tries to kill us, but like it's like emotionally safe. Like, oh, no one else can hurt me. 'Cause I'm with you. It's like a pet. It's kind of like a pet.
Yeah, like I get that, but it's just
Like an emotional security pet.
yeah, I get that. But you know, like that's not what girls seek from guys, right? Girls seek totally different
Yeah,
things from guys.
yeah. I'm talking about the guy's perspective.
You know, that's I maybe that.
Well, like I'm not looking for somebody to take care of me, or like it's just like emotionally. That's it. Where like, I think like the other side is like kind of maybe thinking of like, okay, I'm 30.
Okay, so I think guys.
I need somebody who can do shit.
Okay, I think guys and girls want
Guys
different.
isn't thinking about that.
Okay,
shit.
I think guys and girls want different things from each other, very different things. But I think the healthiest common ground between the two, it's like it's when they both decide to build something together. I think it's like it's not like they're looking for something from the other. That's always going to lead you to disaster. Like any guy who's thinking, I'm just looking for emotional security from a girlfriend. And every time a girl's thinking, I just want stability and security from a guy. Every time those relationships always end up like shitty as fuck. But when it's like two people enter in a relationship,
Because
it's like
they have different personalities, and you think you can get what you want from each other, and it's really.
but when two people
Personality is a big fucking deal.
But when people get together and say like I want to build this with you, I want to build a family with you, I want to build a legacy with
but
you.
Are you into this? Are you into that? It also comes down to, do we fucking vibe at all? Do we fucking
What does that mean, vibe?
Do we laugh at the same shit?
Oh,
You know, that's a big fucking thing. If I watch this and I laugh, do you think it's funny too? If not, that's a big thing. That really is a big thing. Because how am I gonna live with you and like be with you if we don't find the same things? We don't have it. Humor is a mutual understanding, and if you don't have that, you're fucked.
yeah.
I really do think that.
It's probably overlooked.
Like we're getting older.
I said, it's probably
Looks
overlooked.
last so fucking long. If they don't fucking last that long.
You said
actually.
this before on the podcast, how it's like by the time you're old, all you can do is make each other laugh, and that's
Yeah.
all you got left. Because like
Yes.
yes,
I truly fucking believe that.
and I agree with you. I agreed with you. I definitely didn't deny that. Definitely not. Here, take it.
Oh, word.
I don't know. Again, like, but you keep describing it as like something that you want. Like, it's almost like you approach relationships where it's like you're fulfilling some kind of insecurity, because everything you desire is always like in reference to something you lack. You know, because like I want emotional security because you know you live in a world where you don't have one.
I think every fucking anyone you can date at this point has some kind of fucking emotional insecurity, and I don't like to like a manic pixie fucking dream guy or fucking dream girl, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, no. At a certain fucking age, yeah, you've both been through fucking shit, and if I can't help you at least along with healing yourself, and if you can't help me along with healing myself, the fuck are we doing? I think that yes, that's what we do at a certain point. We've been through it. We've done dumb shit. We've done all the drugs. We fucked all the wrong people. And at a certain point, yeah, we're fucking 34, 35. Let's see if we can combined experience can maybe manifest into something good. How is that crazy? I don't think that's crazy thinking. The idea that, yes, people with trauma can fucking heal each other. It's not codependency. It's a mutual understanding. I feel I actually fucking understand what you felt like, and you understand what I felt like. Let's have a fucking bond, and maybe after that bond, let's fuck after that. Let's fuck over this bond. That's a normal fucking thing, man.
Right. Yeah. Yes, I know. Seeking intimacy is important. We get it. That's the conclusion, right?
I guess fucking so.
Yes, I agree. Okay, so here's the thing. Like, I totally agree with everything you said. Yeah, totally right. It's just for me, I think one of the challenges I'm starting to face now, it's like, I wasn't always like that, where I consciously just wanted to be better at anything even. For when I was a teenager, I just really all I cared about was like getting fucked up, like getting hot. Where am I going to get the next bag of weed?
Same.
I don't know what happened. I don't know when it changed. I don't know what exactly triggered it. Because I remember it wasn't a group home thing. Because I remember even after the group home, like I was still fucking around a bit. I don't know when that suddenly just shifted. But like, and it was before like a few of my relationships too. And like, I think at some point, like I just decided to like really work hard in different areas of my life to get better in certain areas of my life. And it takes a lot out of me. I'll admit, not too much, but it takes a lot. And it makes me realize like I only have so much. It makes me more conscious of how much energy, and time I have.
Sorry.
So, so I realize now I'm super sensitive to the fact that I only have a finite amount of time and energy in the day, and it makes me value, I guess, like when other people can like recognize that and not take that for granted. So it becomes harder to connect with more and more people. Why? Because most people were like the way I was when I was like, a teenager. Because that makes more sense, right? It feels more natural almost, where it's like, yeah, I just want to live day by day, have a good time. Not really like overextend myself. I just don't want to really deal with much, But then like the more I think about that, the more I realize how fucked up that perspective is. How if everyone in the world thought like that, we'd be in deep fucking shit. That if like, more of us didn't have like a deep sense of urgency in evolving, our society would literally fall apart without exceptional people. So it's like the more I think about it, the more I think about how insane I used to be when I was a fucking kid, thinking like, yeah, I just want to live day by day, having good time without really thinking of like an actual like purpose. It's like now it's like, holy fuck, like if I still stuck to that mindset now, I would have killed myself by now. Like, dude, it's like I was like. So it shifted, and now that I get to a point where it's like I want to be better. I want to be better at the things I chose to do. I want to not just like say like this is what I love doing. I want to say I love doing this, and I am like one of at least the best at it. Because I care about it that much, and I want to manifest that. I want to show that. I feel like that's a lot of what art is about. When you dump your time and your energy into something out of sheer love, you want to manifest that in some way. You can't do that for nothing. You can't just let that chill in the void of nothingness, of non-creation. You got to make something that expresses all that time, energy, and fucking hard work you put into something. And that's why I still believe in exceptionalism and a meritocracy. I think people who are better at things should be held up in a society, and I do think like those people should be recognized for their ability, because more often than not that ability was brought on by thousands and thousands and thousands of hours, probably at least like 10,000 hours of work, of willful, disciplined work to like become like truly an expert at something. And like I think that's something that should not be understated. I think more people should be pushed to be that way, and I hate it. I hate the complacency, because now I resent it. Now as I'm starting to reach that place of like excellence in certain things, like it's like, dude, like I look at people like who just like where I can't help it. Like I'm sorry, it's like I can't relate to you now because I don't see you putting in effort in things that I chose to put in so much effort in, and you're just treating it as like a fucking costume. You're just treating it as something, you're just identifying it as, and not really doing the work to contribute anything to it. You're just taking from it and not really giving anything. You're basically a parasite. And that's when I get like so fucking like frustrated, particularly with people who complain. I'm like, fuck you, dude. Like you're literally a stain on society. You do nothing good for us. You just take. We just all have to abide by you for the what? Just because you exist? Oh, big deal. People non-exist every fucking day. What makes your day like literally snatched from a kid worth like your like yours worth any more than theirs. You know, like we're all our lives are fucking meaningless. It's like, dude, don't treat yours as fucking special just because you exist. You got to do something with it. You got to make it count. You got to make it worth it. Otherwise, you're just another fucking meatbag in this world. You know.
Yeah, but I just existing, I still think is something to be respected.
For what? Just living, that all you do is consume resources, and what's consuming resource, making it harder for other
be treated badly.
Yeah, but the person consuming all those resources should understand where the world is always going to be bigger than them. Everything is going to be bigger than them.
Everything's bigger than all of us.
Yeah, but it's still bigger than you specifically, or me specifically. So I should react that way, knowing that.
I don't know. I try to be nice to everyone I can.
Yeah, but that still doesn't compensate for expecting, like, I don't know, special treatment just because you exist. That's not how reality is.
I don't think anyone. Really
I think what you're describing.
Special treatment,
I think what you're describing is a utopia. I think in an ideal. I think in an ideal world,
everyone
who exists. In an ideal world, everyone who exists should be treated with respect. But that's not reality. That's not nature. That's not how, like, reality, the fabric of matter works between, like, sentient beings. Like, we just don't function like that.
Well, I mean, I know a lot of homeless people, and a lot of homeless people
are evil and good. Are both good and evil. Most often at the same time. That's all of us.
A lot of homeless people actually don't mind it. They are accepting of this life.
Yeah, that's not. Yo, but that's
but
not
there's
new.
Like just like the aliens, there's like 70 different groups.
Yeah, but that's
of homeless people.
Yeah.
Everyone. Some people just remember their life before that, and they had jobs and houses, and there's so many different types of people, and it's not a choice, really. I don't think it's something that fucking happens. Society's kind of fucked up. I don't really. I've been fucked up, and I was kind of privileged, so I don't blame anyone for any of that fucking shit.
Word.
Sorry, guys. I'm a little bit fucking drunk.
Don't use that as an excuse.
Shut your fucking gut.
I'm serious. Anyways, I just think it'll be all right if you just, like, stay the course. And the most important thing is to push yourself, I think. Look, all right. If you want to go with final messages of this podcast episode, I'll reference the fact that I won fucking first place in the sword tournament, number 1. I worked
fucking place. God damn it.
I fucking worked really hard at something. I went against
that video. You should all watch it. It's on. What do you put it on? I saw it on Facebook, but I at first the video you made, I was like, oh, he's gonna tell he like didn't win.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I did the tournament. You had your hair still. Yeah. And I'm like, he's gonna pull out a fucking bzzz and just do this shit. I really thought that was gonna happen. I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I fucking won. I'm like, I was really fucking surprised. I really was.
Yeah.
It's not easy to surprise me. I was like, holy fucking shit. Like, I was really like, oh my God.
That's what I wanted. I wanted the hype, that feeling. Yeah. That's what I was feeling. I was like, the whole time.
A little bit like egotistical, like I'm the fucking best. I'm like, okay, but
I won. I fucking won.
He did fucking win.
Yeah.
So fuck it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was.
That's why winning feels so good, man.
I fought this motherfucker.
I fucking worked for it. I worked for it so fucking hard, and I was like, I want this. From the day one I heard about it, as soon as I heard it was like gonna be another Taikai, I was like, the tournament, I was like, I'm doing it. I'm going.
Also, I can say that I fought you.
Yeah.
Like, even though I lost, I still fought like the champion of the East Coast.
Yeah. Until the next tournament, who knows? Who knows? But that means like I gotta get better, because I could have done better. So I think I could get better.
No, but that one time I was fighting you, and you just got your distance down, and I started swinging on him hard, and he just started doing he stopped blocking with the sword. He just started moving like an anime character. It was fucking weird. It was like, it was fucking wild.
That's what it feels like to try to fight a boxer. Like you can't tell like why none of your punches are hitting, and they're just like moving a little bit, like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Like that's what it feels like. Because once you get that range down, and you can't just teach it.
I like trying the Darth Vader shit because it's not practical, but in Star Wars it really is.
Yeah, but if you don't know
the fact that if you have a lightsaber and you just go and they're blocking, you might be able to just drive their lightsaber through their neck.
Yeah, the
Like
problem
if
is
you're fucking that strong, like using like yeah, you can use technique, but if you're that strong, and you can just and like that's why you see a lot of like Darth Vader fights where they just get knocked back. You're like, why didn't they just block it and go for a counter? Because it was so hard that just like boom and they just fucking fly back. Like
All
their
right.
arm is like sprained now.
The thing is, there's problems with. Look, yes, it was effective.
You can use brute force.
No, I'm saying.
in a
I'm
real
saying.
fucking
All right,
storyline.
let's use Vader for example. His brute force technique wouldn't work if he didn't also have that technique element in him. It was just his style, what he chose to go with.
He was so good, he can just be like, fuck it.
Yeah, but then there's also guys that are so good he could just be like, fuck it, light. Because the truth is, no matter what, if it's informed by technique, it's informed by technique. But the brute force way has its pros and cons. It has its pros. Why does it have pros? Because if a guy has a weak guard, even if he's guarding, you power right through that and still get him. That's why using brute.
If there's a tournament and some guy just went down, you blocked it, but the training sword went down and he got your fucking head.
Yeah.
Is that a kill?
Of course, it's like if he hits my head, yeah, but that's not how.
So even though you blocked it, he was so strong that he pushed through your block and went past your sword and made your sword go into your own face and hit you in the head.
Yeah, but that's not really how
So
sword.
he can just go if this guy was fucking super strong.
Okay,
And
listen.
he was like, I don't need to use technique.
Listen,
I
let
can
me-
just be like,
Let me tell you something. Every good swordsman knows that when it comes to like a really blocking a sword, it's never about like taking the full brunt of the swing and catching it. Never. That's never how a block works. So the way a block works, right, in sword fighting, and especially if a guy who's going all in, honestly, Brendan, I'll tell you what, those guys are the easiest to block. Here's the reason why. When you really do an effective block, first of all, you don't ever need to put as much effort as catching the full force. What you do is you just put your sword up and then cover it at an angle. So the sword, it doesn't catch, it slides past you. You're not like catching it. You're
just going right through the fucker.
Yeah, or what's quicker is you catch, you let it slide, and then you flick it, and then you flip it down back over them. So it's like a quick.
I think if someone's that high, you can just like cut them in half.
Well,
You
could
can
do
just
that.
go and just like.
I don't know.
whole
I'm just
body.
saying you could think it works, but I don't know. I think you need more experience, like
Yes.
sparring to like know.
Yeah.
But like yeah, I think it's a
My
lot.
arm is still kind of injured from the last bout.
I think it's a lot easier to block
But
than you think
I
it
don't
is.
feel that bad because I got an injury from the East Coast champion, so like that. It's not like, of course, right?
Yeah. Obviously. Yeah, definitely gonna be riding this high for a while for sure.
Yeah, I know.
For sure. I mean, because it
Fucking well deserved.
it changes you. Like I risked something. I risked something that I didn't want to lose, and I had to work really hard for it. And there was actual people trying to stop me.
God
You know,
damn
like
it. I respect the fuck out of that.
it was a journey. I went on my fucking. I built my legend. Like I was like I got up, made my claim, said what I wanted, found what I wanted, went through my fucking trials and tribulations, made my sacrifices, and then I got what I wanted. I had to change, like I had to change my style of fighting. It wasn't good enough to win. So I worked at it like all the time. I had to like really think about it. I didn't, not just physical practice, like
Yeah, but fighting me is like, I watched Star Wars,
yeah.
So like, yeah, I'm gonna come at you like a fucking novice. Like,
You want to hear
I
something
don't- I'm
crazy?
trying to get a
If you
stat
did
in.
that tournament and you competed in that division, you might have beaten some people because a lot of those people, right? Listen, let me finish.
It's
Listen,
like
let me finish.
the drunken fucking.
No, let me finish. No, stop,
drunken
let me finish.
Monkey fucking Jack.
All right, let me finish. Come on, let me finish. The truth is, a lot of those schools, they train very hard in certain things like forms and like test cutting even, but a lot of them don't spar. Like a lot of them hardly ever practice that. Like a lot of schools just completely don't even do it at all. Like because it's
You
it's
just like do like a really unpractical thing, and they don't see it coming. If you're just really unpractical, they're used to like forms and you're just like, bleh! And you're just like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, but
You know, like, because you're stupid. You're so fucking stupid that they don't expect you to be that fucking dumb. And you do it anyway. And they're like, what the fuck just fucking happened? You know? I've had that happen in a lot of situations in different, like, categories in my life. Where I just did the fucking offhand thing. And it's just like, what?
No.
And I got away with the thing.
Damn. I can't believe how in the zone I was too when it happened. Like I don't like back looking back it was crazier. It seems crazier now because like
I want a video.
Because there was like I realized like everyone was watching because it was the final round and I now I'm looking back I was like everybody was looking. Everybody was fucking seeing what was going down and seeing how everything went down. And I did so good. Like I just fucked it up. I was like and I did it quick, efficiently. I didn't do any flashy thing. I didn't draw it out. I ended it all in just like one move. You know, like I was like, you fucked up. You know, like it was like chess to me. I knew the moves. I knew what moves to play and when to play. And I knew like, you're going to switch your stance, aren't you? Yeah, here we go, here we go, here we go. And he switches and I'm like, boom, done. Like before he was even like, you know, knew what to do in that stance. I just got him.
So you did say West Coast, here I come. So is there another one in West Coast?
If there is, I'll find it. Hopefully, you know, like I don't know.
So it would be cool to say I fought the
All American
World Championship.
Oh my god, I go to the West Coast and then it's like now I'm going to Japan.
Yeah.
that's the third movie.
It's like, fucking wild, man.
Yeah.
It's really fucking wild.
That's my legend. The legend.
You just won first place
in the 2023
in the East Coast,
East Coast Taikai, yeah.
Yes. That's fucking crazy.
Yep. It's number one. Number fucking one. It's pretty crazy because like I never did that before in my life. I never once tried to compete for anything. Like I never felt that for anything before where it's like I want to beat other people in this actually. Like it's not just like I want to do my best, I want to show my skill, I want to make my mark. It's like no, I want to beat every motherfucker trying to get that number one spot. I want to be the one.
You would have really shaved your head though, right?
Yes. 100%. Like I already told my teacher, you know, like you can't run away from that. Like he's like once you
can run away from anything. Actually,
no, I could. You can't. At that point, it's like it's set in stone. At that point, it's like I wouldn't be surprised if one of them secretly brought a buzzer with them, just to say like, oh, you can do it right now, and I'll be like, fuck, all right, you know, like it is what it is, you know, like. But it's like it was just that fear, you know. It added something, you know. It made me want it just enough, like a little bit more, like.
You gave yourself that little boost.
Yep.
It's pretty fucking awesome.
And it was all driven by honor, like,
yeah.
Like literally, it was like I'll put my honor on this, like, let's go.
But now you have to grow out a ponytail.
No, now I have to. Now
come on, how cool would that look?
You know what I really?
It'd be so intimidating.
You know what I really have to do?
You had a ponytail? Come on, let that just one patch grow out, and just let it grow. It do like the Jedi thing. It's like first like just a little braid on the side, and then it grows into a full ponytail.
Yeah. Well, you know what I really have to do now? I have to. I have to fucking rank up. Like now it's like another hard part of, like besides tournaments, there's also testing. Testing is when like you're before a panel of judges, like different instructors from different schools of your style, and they judge. They're all high rank, and they all judge your forms and see if you're good enough to like proceed and rank. So I have to do that, and that's high pressure, you know. Like if you
so you have to now, like they signed you up to go to a place where they judge your forms.
No, that's just something that happens in any martial arts school, especially Japanese martial arts school. There's always a time of testing, where testing is an ability for students to rank up, like to go from like 2nd degree black belt to 3rd degree black belt. You do a test, and you test for it, and if you pass the test, you gain that rank. And I have to do that because if I don't do that, it'll be unfair. It'll be fucked up. Imagine training for years and I'm still going up against like first degree, 2nd degree rankers. Like that's fucked up. That's not sportsmanlike. Like you have to like push yourself to and express that. Otherwise, you're not displaying the respect for the art. Like you have to push yourself to that degree. You have to say, yes, I'm willing to take on new challenges, because that's part of it. You have to say, yes, I'm willing to take on a new rank, so I'll be put in a higher rank division and fight higher rank guys. Although I will say, in the fighting division, it wasn't divided by rank at all. Everyone was fighting everyone. Okay, so there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, so at least I got that. I chose to make first place in the. There were other events, like there was the cutting, there was the forms, there was the vertical cut test, like how many mats can you cut through and like layered, all that shit. But I just wanted the fighter at the fighting one. I just wanted the medal in the fighting one.
Well, that would kind of be the most important.
The fighting one, you think so?
In real life, yeah.
Yeah. It definitely displays a certain completeness to your art. Like first, like yeah, some people could get lucky, but generally speaking, like everyone there's a serious swordsman. But like all of them, like most of them do forms.
Can you, from your experiences, can you imagine what it might have felt like to be an actual samurai in real life at that time?
Yeah, that's how we treat it. That's how all of us fight.
But like, you've never been in a real life or death sword fight.
Never.
So like, how do you think that feels doing that maybe more than once?
Probably terrifying and exhilarating at the same time. Because if you're good and you know your shit, then you know like this is it. You're basically the only way to win that as an experience.
Like even when you pulled out your fucking $3,000 fucking sword, I moved away. You weren't gonna strike at me, but like I'm like, this is a dangerous fucking weapon. It's like almost like when I was in Texas, my friend had a handgun, and like I held it. And I'm like, get the fucking shit away from me. Like it was like this is like I can move the wrong way. Yeah, it was fucking horrifying. And the same. I felt the same way about the sword. I'm like, okay, just stop. Like, don't swing this. This is a weapon of death.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like a gun.
Actually, you know what? See, you define it as a weapon. I define it as a tool. A sword. That sword is to me is just a tool. It's a tool for my martial training and self-defense if need be in the right context. But usually, I use it as a tool. It's a tool that fulfills multiple ends. Whether it's training, killing, self-defense, I could use it as a tool for different things. It could save my life, and it enriches my life, and it builds my life, and it builds me. It's just a tool. It's my partner. It's like a gun is just a tool at the end of the day. It's how you use it. That's how it varies. But yeah, at the end of the day, these things are tools. What did Master Obi-Wan say? This tool will save your life.
The katana is still, and always was, at first, an instrument of war.
Okay, it's interesting.
It was made
and Phil,
to
listen.
kill
No. You talk. All right.
Civilians and warriors.
That's true, but let me educate you. There's a philosophy, right, called Katsujinken and Tatsujinken, which applies to trained swordsmen in Japanese culture. So Tatsujinken is defined as the life-taking sword, and Katsujinken is defined as the life-giving sword. So here's the deal. Tatsujinken is what we're initially trained in. Or actually, no, you're initially trained in both by learning both value and skill. But to learn skill in technique is basically learning Tatsujinken. You're learning the life-giving sword. You're learning how to take life. You're learning exactly the method and procedure and the physical movements and the physical sequence of movements you need to do to take life with your sword in this specific style of swordsmanship, right? And then Katsujinken, which is the life-giving sword, is understanding that because I have this ability to take life, and I do that well, I have a strong Tatsujinken. That means I could have a strong Katsujinken. And if I have a strong Katsujinken, it means I could preserve life. To be so good, I don't even have to kill you. I could just slice your fucking hand off. Then what? I didn't kill you, but you shouldn't have fucked with me. It's like that's a life giving. And now you can't stab. And now you can't hurt that innocent. It's like this is what it means.
That's like an anime hero.
No, but this is.
It really is.
This is ancient Aiki.
This is getting a lot of,
look, dude. This is old school. This is old school philosophy. Okay, this is just old school practitioners.
I'm not a weeb, and I can still see that representation in certain animes
and Star Wars, right?
And Star Wars,
yeah.
But I get like the idea of like I'm so powerful I can kill you that I'm going to
not kill you. That's the goal. I am so powerful I do not have to fucking kill you. I could just make you give up.
Pull out my fucking like sheath to my sword, block yours, and punch you in the fucking face and knock you out for like at least like 10 minutes.
Or it's like I could just literally take my sword off my belt, put it down. It's like let's fucking go, and then just
just knock them all out.
Yeah.
But that's why I like Assassin's Creed games, because there's some missions where like you can be desynchronized, but you can go in and just start slicing shit up. But you can go to the rooftops and you can sneak around, jump into the haystack, kill him, jump, put him in the haystack, jump. And like I like Assassin's Creed because of that. Because you can do every mission really stealthily, where nobody sees you, and you just go around like using like darts and like Leonardo da Vinci.
Well, you got to talk into the mic, man. Well, anyway.
Yes,
I know. I know what you're talking about. You like the stealth, sneaky assassin shit, which is honestly, I think assassin warfare, like it falls in like stealth warfare and shit like that. That's a different ball game. That's like playing as dirty as possible.
Well, it is. It's not like samurai is like kind of honorable compared to it, but at the same time, if you look at the history, most of it is not honorable.
No, of course not. A lot of it was
you're like killing civilians.
A lot of it was
raping,
sneaking into a guy's your enemy's like domain when everyone was asleep, taking out your fucking tanto and just.
That's what you do in real life, though.
Yeah, because you're not gonna risk like warfare and further bloodshed.
They might hurt you,
or your people, even worse. That's what it means to be a leader. That's why leaders often opt for like espionage, because I want to do the dirtiest tricks to avoid the least bloodshed on my side. If I could like poison their water, if I could like trick them into letting us in.
The more soldiers you lose, the shittier leader you are.
Exactly, because they're live. Those are your
fucking
exact. So
you sucked,
and if you could,
not because they sucked, you sucked.
So if you could avoid that, using dirty tricks,
learned that last night. Actually, I was playing Assassin's Creed, and you can save people on the streets and recruit them as assassins. And I have a bunch of level 1, level 2s.
You're so obsessed with Assassin's Creed.
I sent them into a battle with me. And I'm like, I'm going to be incognito, and they're going to kill all these guards. And all of a sudden, like 15 more guards came. And they just fucking killed
Dude, you spilled that.
Yeah, I know. I see